Where's Mike? He just left us here and the recording started. Like, I've never even met Ickes before. Like, this man doesn't even introduce me. Like,
yeah, man. I mean, I guess I am Josh, man. I have no clue where Mikey went. No
yeah, he just like
I got no clue.
Just walked in.
Shoot! Am I late? My guys. My bad, guys. Hey, I'm here. Just real quick, I gotta take out the garbage. Man, it's a nice day out. Man, maybe I should go for a jog later or something. I don't know. There we go. Perfect. All right. Let's get this show on the mother father road.
Oh, I thought you were about to get fined again. Jesus.
I'm professional. What are you talking about?
Professional.
Yeah. We're professional haters.
Facts.
I'm trying to find my phone. Yeah. The Pirates. Let's talk about it. As I need to turn my camera back on because my mic stand bumped into the thing. But
whoopsies.
Yeah, whoopsies. All right. Okay. The last time we were on, by the way, once again, ladies and gentlemen, new guest, Josh Ickes. Thanks for coming on the show.
Hey guys.
And you want, by the way, I want to say this. When we started Tailgate Talks, Ickes, didn't you start a podcast like right about around the same time?
I think it was like kind of maybe a couple days before. Not really. I mean, I don't know, close to around the same time. But yeah, me and my buddies from Teal had one, but we don't do it no more. So. Oh,
you guys should because you outdraw us.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people.
Yeah, seriously.
We just did it as a competition with a group of people, so.
I see. It wasn't bad. Here, Alex, look at it. What was it called again? Was it like City Boys Up? Is that what it was called? Yeah, Alex.
City Boys Up.
Yeah, real quick, look it up. Their setup was really nice. Audio quality was good. Like I like the camera. Like, it was kind of like I would compare it to like the Pat McAfee show with the way you guys had the camera setup, kind of.
Yeah, and I mean, I ran the cameras and everything with like a soundboard kind of and quality, so
that's what we use.
Oh, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, that's what we use in the studio. But yeah, so I will say this. From the last time we were on, the Pirates were on a 5-game win streak. They swept the Cardinals, and then they won 1 game against the A's. That's the thing. They won 1 game against the A's. That's a problem.
And today, they have just found a way to absolutely fail everybody that loves the 4-1-2.
What happened? Like, what happened today? I'm not gonna drop an F-bomb today. Like, what even happened? Like, let's start. You know what? Let's start off with the positives. I'm pretty sure game 1 against the Cardinals, was that when they came back? It was like a comeback, kind of?
Yeah, I think they were down for most of the game and kind of scratched their way back into the game, which is in typical Pirates fashion. If we're going to win a game, we're going to start from behind. So, I mean, it's good to see.
Yeah, pretty much.
At least what we're used to kind of coming back at a more positive note, not us trying to scratch our way in and coming short, you know?
Yeah. And the guy that pitched this game, we'll get to him in a little bit. The guy that pitched this game 1 against the Cardinals was Rowancy Contreras. This game, he pitched 4 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs. That's better than today. That is way better than today.
Yeah, but I mean, he only faced 9 batters today. And he got 1 out, so you know that his whip is going to be going up and we're going to be struggling. We need to find a new starter. Rob Zastrinski didn't do a great job either coming out of the pen. Walking the first 2 is kind of a hard way to claw your way back into a game.
Yeah. we could talk about who needs to come up and who needs to go down in a little bit. But Jack Flaherty for the Cardinals actually pitched 5 innings, gave up 1 run, 6 hits. That's not bad.
No. It's no
but
quality start, but
it'll get the job done.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
It didn't get the job done for them there, but I'd say that was probably more relief pitching for the Cardinals than Flaherty. But Paul Goldschmidt was 3 for 4, and Arenado was 3 for 5. So they did pretty well. I mean, you can't really. Those guys are just power machines. They really are. But Andrew McCutchen 2 for 4. He actually, with his base hit today, I believe that gets him 2 hits shy of 2,000 hits. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, and like just this year, we've seen him do some pretty impressive things that no Pirate player has ever done. 15,000 hits, and what was it? 500 stolen bases or something like that. I mean, that's pretty incredible for a career. He's never going to be a Hall of Famer, but he'll be a Pirates Hall of Famer, and that's enough for the city of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that's definitely enough. I think
definitely.
I think if the Pirates actually would have won like the World Series in 2015, maybe McCutchen would get considered as a Hall of Famer in at Cooperstown. But he's just going to be a Pirates fan, and that's fine. That's fine. I consider that as an honor.
I mean, how many Pirates in the history of 200 years of organized baseball have been an MVP? So,
right,
it's something to be said.
Yeah, he went 2 for 4 this game, and then Carlos Santana was 3 for 4 this game, along with Ke'Bryan Hayes, who was also 3 for 4. So, I mean, overall, they got the job done that game, but we'll get to Contreras in a little bit. But Game 2 was a rain delay. Luis Ortiz only got to pitch 2 innings, but Dario Moreno was, of course, again, money when he was in and got the win for the Pirates. And, I don't know. There really isn't much to say. The Pirates won 4-3. I mean, Rodolfo Castro was 2 for 4, and he needs to be batting right-handed more often. Like, he needs to stop being a switch hitter. I think he is a very good hitter as just a right-handed hitter, honestly.
Yeah. But that's also another question you have to ask is if his bat even makes a lineup once, Neil Cruz comes back. You have Tucapita Marcano, and he's playing good ball right now. He's hard to take out of a lineup. I don't think they give him enough looks at short or second. And I think Rodolfo Castro leaves the lineup once O'Neal Cruz is back. He might DH him once in a while, but Touch pretty much has that spot locked down. It's hard to find a spot for him to play. I mean, he could play on the off day on somebody because he can play almost anywhere. But now you have people like G1 Bay producing and some guys you want in the outfield more than you'd want him to even be close to sniffing that position.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, there really isn't much to say for that one. But this next game, Rich Hill, man. Rich Hill. Goodness gracious.
Dick Mountain.
Great. I'll get fined for that one. So Rich Hill, 6 innings. And the Pirates bullpen, they had to use their bullpen a lot Game 2 against the Cardinals. So Rich Hill really stepped up here when he needed to. Six innings, about 4 hits, 1 earned run, 6 Ks. He was outstanding. And that was the 11 o'clock game on Peacock. So yeah, Rich Hill was just outstanding. That's gonna raise his trade value, maybe hopefully a little bit, maybe not too much because his age, yes, but like it's probably gonna raise it a little bit, I would say.
I mean, like you and I talked about the one day we were in the gym, he's one of the guys that the Pirates just need to expect that whenever he starts, you might get 6 out of him at the max. You have to have your best relievers ready to go on a day that Rich Hill provides you with a quality start. Rich Hill's hard to hit. His fastball is 88. Most guys aren't expecting to hit that. I mean, he'll get away with it for 4 or 5 innings, and then he's going to start getting clobbered. And then we got to bring a guy in like, some of our middle relievers. Like Zastrinsky doesn't do bad tagged along with him because he's a righty that throws a little bit harder. Tagged along with Rich Hill that you can mix and match, I mean, it's just like the old Little League trick where you throw a guy that throws slow just to bring in somebody that throws hard or vice versa. You want to throw off timing.
Yeah. Looking at hitting wise, Reynolds 2 for 4, Ke'Bryan Hayes 3 for 4. Hayes has been quietly good last 5, like this month so far. I know it's only June 7th, but I think he's been doing well so far.
Yeah, I mean, last year especially, you got to think he didn't produce any home runs almost. And then this year he's had double at least what he had last year. So that's huge,
Yeah. Now going into the the athletic series. Let's go. Okay, game 1, they won 5-4. All right. Johan Oviedo pitched 7 innings, 4 hits, 7 runs. Game 2. Don't get fined. 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 Okay, I'm going to say this as calmly as possible. I'm glad I muted my microphone there. Alex, you should have saw me. They lost 11-2. I don't really want to talk about this game. I mean, I guess if there's anything you want to talk about that game, go ahead. I don't know. That was just a terrible game. And Mitch Keller was on the mound of all people.
Yeah. I mean, it's frustrating because, he's getting looked at 4th in National League Cy Young voting right now. He's probably going to make the All-Star game. He might not throw a single pitch in the All-Star game, but he'll be there.
Yeah.
It's frustrating to throw your All-Star on the mound and then get nothing for it. It's like, why pay a guy to pitch for you if you can't, A, play defense behind you, and if he can't be reliable every day? It's frustrating. I mean, Cy Young screams reliability and dominance, and he just didn't have that day.
It was just a very, very off day. That day is really the only way you can describe it, honestly. It was just an off day. And game 3, my goodness gracious. Castro, okay, yeah, he had a monster home run and a nice double. But 9-5 against the A's, man. Contreras didn't even get out of the first inning. I was disgusted. I'm going to be really honest with you. I was very disgusted with the performance today. If you look at the bats, yes, it wasn't enough, but they scored 5 runs. So the bats weren't god awful like a normal Pirates. Now they left the bases loaded one time, but scoring 5 runs isn't terrible. Don't get me wrong. So, but I think, and I told Alex this before we went on air, I think Contreras has to go down. I think he's got to go down. Because if you look at Mitch Keller's development, when he first came up in 2019, he sucked. And what happened, Ickes?
They sent him back down, and he came back up as a Cy Young award. And I mean, look, you have Alek Manoah last year, who's a Cy Young finalist, right? Like, doesn't get it, but he's top 3. Cool. And they're sending him down now this year because he doesn't have confidence and doesn't have control of his pitches. Once Roansy gets control of his pitches, he will be top 10 in the National League in starting. He throws hard. He has nice off-speed stuff. You got to send him down to get his progress back. And he needs his confidence back, too.
Definitely got the makings to be really good, no doubt.
And I don't know if you blame that on Oscar Marine or because here's the thing. Yeah, okay, Mitch Keller, total stud. The bullpen, like Dowie Moretta and like Colin Holderman and David Bednar, they're all studs, but like I feel like they just did that themselves. I don't think Oscar Marine's I don't know, man. I don't think he's helping out that much. I think you put some blame on Oscar Marine, man, because Contreras' development has just been terrible. It's been terrible. So he's got to go down. But my question is now, do you give Quinn Priester a chance?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be a playoff contender, you go get Quinn Priest and make him. You go get him and make him. You make him. He helps you make a playoff push. Good ball players compete, and he's one of those guys.
Exactly, and another reason why I think they need to call up Quinn Priester is because Mike Burrows and JT Brubaker will not play next year when they should be contending. they're not going to be playing next year because of their elbow. So call up Quinn Priester right now, develop him while you can, and get ready for next year. And hey, yes, contend for this year. But honestly, I feel like the goal, like I've said from the very beginning of Tailgate Talks, should be ready to compete by 2024.
You know, I think that you and I both can agree that Ray Searage was a good pitching coach. I liked Ray. I think Ray had decent philosophies on pitching, and you know, we saw people like Garrett Cole and AJ Burnett thrive under his coaching. Mm-hmm. You know, they both were good pitchers for the Pirates, and there were many like him that just thrived under him. But now with this new guy, I just feel like there's only select people that can thrive under him, and his pitching philosophy is backwards. He doesn't teach, you know, pitching backwards. We throw a lot of first pitch, four seams, fastballs of any kind, sinkers, two seams. We attack a lot of pitchers with that, or a lot of hitters with those pitches. But a lot of dudes like Ray Searage taught people to throw backwards, throw curveballs first pitch, get them on their toes. I mean, even the A's can hit a fastball.
Yeah.
That's baseball. The fastball is the easiest pitch to hit.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, you shouldn't be a professional team if you can't hit a fastball.
And that's something that needs to be looked at by the Pirates next year, is maybe we get rid of this guy if we want to compete.
There you go. And I think the pitching coach should be the GOAT himself, AJ Burnett. Bring him back, baby. Bring him back. And assistant pitching coach, Jeff frickin' Locke.
There's something to be said about using veterans from your team to build the next generation. And I think those guys screamed black and yellow to the core, and it'd be nice to have them back on our staff.
Just like how
guys like Joey Porter joined the Steelers coaching staff. Same concept.
Hey, it's same concept. Yeah, you're right, Alex. And same concept because the Steelers OC should be Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Listen, man, he didn't even want Kenny to ball when he got drafted. I don't know if we should be doing that. We're going to be the next team to lose draft picks for tampering if we do that.
I like how people thought that was news, and I was on like all the news sites for a week. I was like, okay.
Ben Roethlisberger is like one of the most selfish NFL players of all time. I do not know what people expected. To be quite frank, I do not know what people were expecting there.
Yeah, like they expected him to be like happy that they were going to get a new quarterback and like they were going to take over his role. Like, no, he doesn't. He thinks he's like the godfather of Steelers football,
which is really funny.
Yeah, like he's not even the best quarterback in Steelers history. You know, like
there's a lot of Steelers I think of before him.
Yeah, he's good. He won us 2 rings. You can't bitch about that. But okay, sorry, but you know what I mean. You can't be upset about that. But he's not the greatest thing ever to walk into Pittsburgh. That's Pedro Alvarez.
Yeah. But before we move on to NFL stuff, Alex, there was when Ickes and I were kids, we'd always fight of who was more of a D rider of Garrett Jones.
It's me. Wait, no.
No.
It's me.
No, it is him because look what he's. Just wait until what he shows you. I'll admit
it's me, bro.
He's got a jersey.
Nah, bro. Garrett Jones is my dude, bro. I still have that, John. It's like a youth small. I'm still trying to squeeze into that thing.
Bro, let's but we can all agree Garrett Jones is the greatest Pirates first baseman of all time. Like,
all right, Mikey. That's absurd. And you know it is because Willie Stargell is the greatest first baseman the Pirates ever had.
Washed, mid, wrong.
Well, I think he's dead, but that's not important.
I know.
Valid argument.
Yeah, you call him washed.
Yeah, no.
I think I'd use a different word.
No, we just get into this heated debate, and I'll go, no, Gary Jones is better. He's way better than Willie Stargell. He would do he'd wash Willie Stargell right now. And then Ickes is one argument. He's dead. Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Willie.
All right, but NFL stuff. I know on the thing I wrote down where's D-Hop going, but I didn't even think about this because there is this account called NFL Rumors on Twitter, but they are usually very accurate on the report.
Yeah.
Reports. So I'm just gonna go through these reports and whatever. But before I do that, I figured we do our main thing, what we're going to do, and that is, where is DeAndre Hopkins going to go? There's a lot of rumors. Now, for my team of who I'm going to pick, I don't want – this is a prediction of I don't want this to happen, but I think it might happen. I'm going to go with the Patriots.
Valid choice.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
From Pelisaro on Twitter, I want to say earlier today or maybe yesterday, Hop's flying out to Nashville on Sunday to visit with the Titans. They are the first off-season workout or free agent workout that D-Hop is going to. I've heard also to keep an eye on Buffalo. So I think the Titans are too bad right now that they're going to go for D-Hop. So I think I'm going to go with Buffalo and give Josh Allen another receiving threat to pair with Stephon Diggs.
And they still won't make the playoffs. Playoffs. They won't make the Super Bowl. Let me say that again.
Speaking of which, Josh Allen is the Madden 24 cover athlete officially, not Justin Jefferson or even possibly Jalen Hurts. Don't get me wrong, Josh Allen's a really good football player, but Justin Jefferson was way on track to have the first 2,000 receiving yard season in NFL history, and he didn't get the cover athlete this year, which I think is kind of stupid.
I thought earlier today that when we were talking about D-Hop that I thought, he was going to go to the Browns, and just thinking about it. But I saw a tweet the other day that one of the receivers said that their receiving core was fine without him. I find that, hard to believe. He's probably top 10, top 20 greatest receivers of all time in his prime.
Yeah.
The dude can catch a football like no other. Can we please, everybody, take a second to remember the time he caught a ball over 4 defenders in the middle of all 4 of them? I mean, that's pretty crazy. But my pick, I think, and this is just, they need help. They could be a competing team with a good receiver, is the Chicago Bears.
That's possible too.
I think the Bears can make a big push for him. And I think Justin Field is a pretty talented human being, and he could use some help throwing to somebody that can go up and get a ball that maybe he misplaces.
Yeah, those are good picks. Well,
the Bears do still have $32 million in cap space left right now, so.
And that's more than enough to pay him, because that's more than he makes now. His contract last year was 54 over 4 years, so.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
he should accept the veteran minimum.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But now looking at the NFL rumors, the first tweet I see is from 4 days ago. Dalvin Cook is expected to be released or traded in the coming days. Alex, what is your thoughts on that?
I think he's going to be a Buffalo Bill, possibly. They need a running back so bad. What are you going to do? You're going to roll with Zach Moss and James Cook as your running back room this year?
And they need one that defenses are actually scared of, not one that like when it was Devin Singletary, they were like, nobody thought they were running the ball. There was never a question of them running the ball. It was always Josh Allen's going to come out and pass it.
Yeah, and now you've got 2 one-trick pony running backs in that running back room. James Cook is your passing down back, and you're going to try and pound the ball with Zach Moss when he's on the field. It's not hard to figure out. So,
and with somebody who has as talented as an arm as Josh Allen, you can't run a double back set in the backfield because, I mean, he needs deep targets to throw to. He's like Mahomes. He needs somebody to launch the ball to, and he can't do that without a solid running back core or like a solid wide receiver core. So they need one good running back that can do it all.
Yeah.
No, yeah, 100%.
Yep. But so two more things I actually got on the NFL. One, fantastic news. DeMar Hamlin is practicing again. That is outstanding. That is outstanding that he is practicing again. And yeah, so. And then the other thing, and Alex is going to love this, and I'm sure he's been paying attention. From what I've seen, in videos from practices and everything. Let me tell you, man, I've been impressed with CJ Stroud so far from what I've seen.
I have a tweet pulled up right now. I already pulled one up. NFL Rookie Watch on Twitter. CJ Stroud has reportedly looked like a 4 or 5 year vet at OTAs, according to Texans QB Case Keenum. Wouldn't trust his word, but it's whatever. Stroud has reported been extremely accurate and made the most of his reps with the first team. Texans safety Jimmy Ward said recently that CJ Stroud's confidence has been amazing to see. The Texans rookie QB seems to be progressing quickly. D'Amico Ryans, the new Texans head coach, also said that CJ Stroud's capabilities at OTAs has been, quote, eye-opening. So, on the other hand, Will Levis has looked like a garbage bag in a helmet on the field at Titans OTAs. So,
oh, that's fantastic. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. But yeah, CJ is going to look great. I haven't really heard anything about Bryce Young yet, though. So we'll see. We'll see. But is there anything else about the NFL you guys want to talk about?
I don't think so. Not me.
No, I'm cool.
All right. Time for Alex to talk about the NHL for like 30 seconds.
Pretty much.
It's hard to talk about the NHL when the Penguins aren't in, guys. So leave us alone.
Not to mention that the Stanley Cup final has been about as boring as both conference final series so far. Vegas is up 2-0 in the series. I mean, Panthers just look bad. They look like they're frauds now. I don't know how they made it this far whatsoever. To be fair, Vegas has had home ice for both games so far, and they've won 5-2 and 7-2, and that was on Saturday and Monday. And now Vegas goes to Florida twice in a row, obviously, after they had 2 games at home ice. So we'll see. Next game's tomorrow at 8 p.m. Hopefully this isn't a sweep of a Stanley Cup final. I would probably take a year off of watching hockey if that happened. So we'll see. But Vegas seems like the better team, even though they played arguably worse competition, and the Panthers managed to come back down 3-0 in the first round against the record-setting Boston Bruins in the first round. So hockey's hockey, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Boring finals. So I got nothing else to talk about in the NHL. So let's just end that there. But all right. So NBA.
Jimmy Butler is him.
Oh, you want to talk about, you want to take this NBA stuff, I guess?
No, but I mean, realistically, though, Jimmy has played under his expectations, but also Jimmy Butler was hot since the play-in tournament, so let's give him a break. Let's give him a 2-game break, and he's going to get started and be hot tonight. Jimmy's going to come out. I bet Jimmy shoots 60% tonight. I bet he drains about 4 or 5 threes, and they take game 3 tonight. Heat go up 2-1. Heat in 5.
Ooh, you going Heat?
Dang.
I think the Heat will win, but I kind of want the Nuggets to win. I don't know why.
Here's my problem with the Nuggets. Jokic is slow. Jokic should be getting beat by now. The only thing he has is the post-up move, and if you run the double on him, he can't get by you.
Mm-hmm.
He fouls a lot. He's a chippy player. I think if you can get Jokic to foul out, you win 2 games in a row. And it's smart to get Jokic to foul out. You have to flop against him because he makes it easy to flop. As much as I hate flopping, if you want to win the finals, you flop to get there.
That's valid.
Yep, I agree.
I mean, like, the other crazy thing about the Heat is, like, these dudes are playing with a bunch of nobodies. I mean, Gabe Vincent is a nobody, and he led the Heat in scoring in game 2. Like, that's absurd, you know? Bam really was a nobody until he got to the Heat. Like, he didn't do much impressive in college, you know? Like, he's a good basketball player, but he can't compete with Jokic. So I like the move the other day to start Kevin Love. I hope we get to see that again. Kevin Love helped play defense against Aaron Gordon and Jokic. So I think you go back to the two bigs and run your best three smalls, you know? I mean, you put Butler. I want to start Duncan. If it was me, I'd start Duncan just to get a couple points hot off the board. Sit Strus for a little bit. Let Vincent run the point and just start those three at top.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good idea. I almost forgot, Alex. I just almost forgot. The last thing we can discuss for today is the top 25 that just came out today.
Yeah,
I almost forgot about that. So you can go ahead, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm gonna share my screen so we can all see the one that I'm looking at right now. We're gonna go ahead and
let me close these two tabs. Let me close these two inappropriate tabs real quick.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and hop over here. So we're gonna go 25 to 1 in that order. So 25 Mississippi State. Okay. We'll go with that. 24 UCLA. I like UCLA 24, 23 K-State. I like Kentucky 22. I like 21. Florida has a bad football coach with no quarterback, so don't really know how that happened.
No, wait. Whoa.
Yeah, feel free to jump in.
But okay, how is UCLA number 24?
Because you're UCLA.
Beat them in their bowl game.
Say that again, Alex?
Pitt beat them in their bowl game, and spoiler alert, Pitt's not in the top 25.
I think you froze Mikey. I think you killed him.
I think I did too.
Literally, I'm inside where my internet connection's good, and my internet just stopped for like a second. That never happens.
That's cute.
That never happens. But so say that again.
Yeah, I don't get how Pitt isn't in here when they beat UCLA in their bowl game. I like K-State, Kentucky, but the other three are kind of confusing me. Mississippi State really confuses me. I forget the name of their quarterback, Connor Wegman or something like that. I think he might be pretty good, but UCLA, okay, fine. But Florida, again, they don't even have like a quarterback.
Alex, it's reputation.
It is reputation. That's why Mississippi State's in here. They're an SEC school and they're historic. So
the exact same reason why UCLA's in there. They're UCLA.
Yeah, it's true.
They have the 4 biggest letters in collegiate sports.
That's facts. All right, I'll just keep rolling with this now. We'll go up 20 to 16 now. We're gonna scroll up, and these I actually like. TCU at 20, I like. They got 60 hung on them in the national championship, and Max Duggan and Quentin Johnston are gone, and they weren't as good as everyone thought they were. They only made it because Alabama lost a couple games. Wisconsin at 19, fringy one. I think they could be out of the top 25 very easily. Ole Miss, Jackson Dart should be pretty solid. I'll let him stick with it. Mike Penix returning for another year with UW. I think they could definitely be better than 17. And then Texas A&M historically underperformed, so I could see them being higher or lower than this. I think that's a good spot because they start in the top 10 very often in the preseason, and they end up severely underperforming under Jimbo Fisher especially. So I think that's a pretty safe spot for them.
Yep.
All right. Now, again, I'm pretty happy with most of these. Notre Dame at 15 is fine. I think. Do they have Sam Hartman this year or Tyler Buckner? Tyler Buckner is their quarterback, isn't he?
Didn't Hartman didn't Hartman graduate?
He might have. Yeah, I think he did. So Tyler Buckner is pretty athletic. I think they'll be pretty solid. Notre Dame's usually at least decent, except for when they lose to Marshall. That was funny. Utah at 14. I can see that. They're a very solid football team building a good culture. Oklahoma at 13 makes almost no sense to me. I don't think they're anywhere close to the hype that they deserve. I don't think they're anywhere close to deserving the hype they get. Excuse me. Clemson at 12, finally not in the top 5. They're not good, not compared to the other top 5 teams. And then Oregon at 11, Bo Nix coming back for what feels like his 12th season, just like Sean Clifford. But I think that's a good spot for them too. So this is overall, again, pretty good. 15 through 11. I think most of these make sense where they are. And I feel like I'm one of the only people that's consistently riding the train of Oklahoma being overrated because they're just not all that to me. I don't think they're that great.
They used to be good.
Yeah.
They used to be really good.
Same thing, legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Facts. And then Lincoln Riley dipped, and so did Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we will be seeing them right now. Number 10, Florida State. This one is surprising, but I like it a lot. I'm a big fan of Jordan Travis, the FSU quarterback. Now, I definitely think it's very easy that Florida State could be a fringe top 25 team at best this year, but they've got some really talented players returning, and Jordan Travis is a really talented quarterback. So I think that's a dark horse top 10 team that a lot of people aren't talking about. Texas at 9, I think it's a little overrated, just like Texas A&M. Steve Sarkisian is just a historical underperformer as a head coach. So this could be very accurate, or this could be completely wrong. That's going to depend on if Quinn Ewers stays healthy or not, because I genuinely think he's talented enough to bring that team to a top 10 finish, maybe even a college football playoff berth. Penn State at 8, happens every year. Probably going to drop at some point. USC at number 7, I actually think this is a little bit low.
And they're going to be right at the top again. They're going to be right at the top again. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but they're going to be at the top again every single year. It happens every year, so I can't wait to see Penn State. I can't wait to see Penn State at number 8 in the preseason polls next season after they lost 4 games this year.
I don't even know who their quarterback's going to be this year. I can't remember. I think it's Drew Valu, but I can't remember.
I think it is. I think it
is Valu. Yeah. Number 7, USC. I actually think USC deserves to be higher than this. I think they deserve to be on the fringe top 4, but there's a lot of really good teams in the top 10, so fine. Tennessee at 6. Again, I like this one, but unproven quarterback in Joe Milton. If this was still a Hendon Hooker team, I would be totally perfectly cool with this, but I would say that Tennessee has the chance of being a very good football team this year, especially under Josh Heupel, but we'll see. So, again, like most of these where they are, and then we're going to go to the top 5 now, which I, for the most part, don't mind.
Oh, I love this top 5.
This is a good pick. Yeah, I like it.
LSU at 5, I really, really like, quite frankly. LSU, people forget, around midseason, LSU beat Bama in overtime and were like a couple of games away from making the college football playoff. They are a very talented football team.
They turn up. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels is a very good quarterback. I think he's going to be a top Heisman finalist this year, honestly. So I like LSU at 5 a lot. For once, Bama is actually getting underappreciated, in my opinion, in the polls. I get it. They lost a couple more games than usual last year, and they didn't make the playoffs, so I'll leave it there. Next 2, glad Bryce isn't here for this one. I quite frankly think Ohio State and Michigan should be flipped, but I'll take it. Just, Michigan has owned us the past 2 years in terms of score. They've played very good. They're aggressive. They have a proven quarterback returning. As much as it really rips me to shreds to say it, they're a very good football team returning this year. So I think in terms of the way Ryan Day has been bozo coaching the past 2 years, Ohio State deserves to be 3 instead of 2. But I'll take it. And the number 1, I mean, Kirby Smart has produced how many first-round players in the past 2 years, especially on defense. I don't see any reason why anyone else, especially in the preseason, would be number 1 besides Georgia. They're that team. They hung 65 points on TCU in the national championship. So
they're the best.
I don't know. I like this top 5. This is my favorite section of this entire top 25. I think that's pretty perfect.
Yeah. Minus a few, maybe. Minus a few.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we are way past time is all I'll say.
Yeah, I'll stop sharing my screen now.
Alex, go ahead and get the paper ready. But I'll close this out. But
yeah, shoot, yeah.
Next week, Alex actually will not be on the show.
Yeah, the Pirates are so bad that I'm taking a vacation.
I should take a vacation too. So I don't know who's going to be on the show with me next week. So we'll see. We'll see what I'll do. I hopefully don't have to do it by myself because that'd be a little awkward. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I might have to ask if Benny will do it. No, he won't.
Benjamin.
He won't do it. He won't do it.
Benjamin.
Nah, he won't do it. Hey, Ickes, do you think Jim will do it?
No, I do not think my father would do it.
But no, that's all I gotta say. Ickes, thanks for coming on the show. I know we've been trying to do this for a very long time.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so hopefully we can do this again another time when the Pirates are absolutely atrocious. But maybe do a little baseball episode. Maybe try to get John King on here. We'll see.
Yep.
You want? We should try that. We should try that next week. I doubt it'll work, but we'll see. But yeah. So that's all I got. Alex, go ahead and close us out.
Good night, America.